Hey guys, Masterdan here. Wanted to show you a few things very quickly. So let's just dive in, hey? So first thing, pixel movement. Look how nice that feels. Getting off the grid has really improved the way the game feels. The ability to have momentum, if you're stopping to do a technique, you lose some speed. You have to build up your speed. If you go and snap back and forth, completely opposite directions, you'll lose some of your momentum. All intentional and adds a bit more strategy and stakes to the game. Also makes it hard for everyone to be slippery all the time. Combat feels better. You'll notice the effects are based on where I'm attacking. I lunge forward in the angle between me and my opponent. It just feels and looks a lot better. The knockback is more precise. The combat's a lot more precise. And it feels good. Outside of that, let's look at Dust. I have 3 fusions. I want to show off Dust, Storm, and Scorch. So Dust, get him in a cube, blow him up, execute mechanic, he's dead. That just basically means if you're below a certain threshold, when you get hit with that, you're instant dead. There's no coming back from it. The beam just does a ton of damage, no execute, hits anything in a line. It's a bit slow to cast, should be easy to dodge, but if you have somebody on the ropes or slowed, it's a very good way to punish them. Next up I'll show you is laser. Let's see if I can find some people. Or not laser, I should say storm. First shot, very quick 3-shot. Knocks people back, homes into the target. The second one I have is a 8-shot that takes a little bit longer to cast. Tons of damage, sends people all over the place. These are really great. They shoot quickly. They can be used. They can be sprinkled into a fight. They do knockback, so they have a lot of extra value and utility. And then under Scorch, which is the 3rd fusion, you summon these orbs. They're going to take a ton of chakra to summon. Not going to be easy to get all 4 necessarily. You can store them for safekeeping to protect them from water, which is going to put the Scorch out. It also prevents them from losing energy over time. As they spin around you, they do area damage to anyone you dare come close. And then you can also, using what I have a bound to 5, fire these out. Does a damage over time on anyone that's hit with it. And then one of the cool things about it, under 7, call them all back and do damage on the way back. Really fun. Feels good. I don't know. It's a pretty technique. These are not overlays. These are actual orbs that follow me around, and they do damage to anything that comes close to it. Be careful. These will hurt your allies as well. They're not. There's no system to prevent that, so you might want to put them away when you're in your village. The other thing too about it is I'm going to make it so the recall is not something you can use nearly as often as the shooting attack. So sometimes you're going to have to go around and pick up your orbs, which you can do by simply walking over them, and they'll go back into your rotation. So there's a lot of strategy to this, avoiding water, landing your damage over time effects. It just feels extraordinarily good. They do, like I said, burn out over time, and then you have to recast to regenerate them. But man, the ability to have these hidden and then summon them in the middle of a fight and do damage on the way back is just great. Why aren't you coming back? Ran out of energy. In terms of technique reworks, let's take a look. I want to show off Water Dragon first. Did this from scratch, redid it. Grabs, angles, splashes, goes a lot further. Just a lot more fun to watch. Fire Bullet actually does take an angle. Like I thought he dodged. It'll shoot at an angle. Does a ton of damage. A lot easier to hit now, not just stuck to 4 directions, which is good. And then Chidori Spear, same thing. You can miss by a pixel too, which is fun. But now we're in a gotta fix my angle here. Now we're in a situation where you can pierce through people, hit multiple mobs at a time. So it's extremely valuable. You just have to be very aware of how high it shoots from. And yeah, that one has always been a favorite of mine. And yes, you can hit your own allies with this, so be careful. If they're being used as a meat shield, easy to dodge, easy to get your ally killed. I've also redone some of the shadow techniques. Love the Nara clan, it needed some love. Shadow Bind, Looks a lot nicer now, not chunky. It actually is a stretching effect instead of a tiling effect. It's off the grid. It moves in pixel movement. It angles. It's all sorts of lovely. Sewing needles, I think, really show that off. Really hard to dodge when they come at you from all angles like that. So yeah, these techniques, I think, are an improvement. And hopefully you guys feel the same way. And you want to play the new Naruto SOA when it's ready for public access. And maybe we'll do some tests ahead of that to show off all these pixel movement systems and new skills. I'll tell you, it feels really fun. And I'm a big fan of just puttering around and blowing up more leaf guards than I know what to do with. So yeah, looking forward to seeing this incorporated into a game with a lot of players and see how that affects the meta. A lot of balancing still to do. We're not through balancing or anything yet by any stretch, but we'll get to that. Right now we're just making sure the mechanics feel unique and interesting and modern. And I really do think it is accomplishing that. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.